that had been granted by the High Court subject to furnishing of an undertaking by the appellants to vacate the premises within a period of 6 months. The appellants did not, in fact, give any such undertaking. Even if they had, they could not be denied the right to appeal to this court on any principle of estoppel unless the respondent could show that the appellants had thereby gained an advantage which was otherwise not available to them. For example, if the appellants had given an undertaking and obtained a stay of the order of eviction beyond the period allowed for preferring the appeal. Jagdish Lal versus Parmanand 2000 within bracket 5 SCC 44, or if the landlord had contested not to execute the decree of eviction in consideration of the appellant's undertaking to vacate order dated 1/8/1988 SLP within bracket C number 6045 6818 of 1988. If such or other like circumstances exist, this court may have refused to exercise discretion in favor of the tenant under Article 136 of the Constitution. Otherwise, merely giving an undertaking does not foreclose a tenant from availing of any statutory remedies available to him by way of appeal or revision or under the Constitution. P.R. Deshpande versus Maruti Balram 1998 6 SCC 507. In this case, no undertaking was in fact given by the appellants. The question of deriving any advantage by the appellants on the basis of such undertaking therefore did not arise at all. In fact, the application under Article 136 was filed well within the period of limitation. The preliminary objection raised by the respondents is misconceived and is accordingly rejected. On the merits, we are of the view that the decision of the High Court cannot be sustained. The basic question to be decided and which should have been decided by the High Court was whether the rent controller could have determined his own jurisdiction finally, not only with regard to the applicability of the Act to the suit premises but also with regard to title of the respondent to the premises. As we have already noted, it was and is the appellant's case that the suit property belonged to and still belongs to a religious trust. This assertion forms the basis not only of their contention that the Act does not apply to the suit property but also of their denial of the respondent's title to it. In the case before us, the rent controller did not address himself at all to this basic fact. Consequently, he did not express any view on the question of the applicability of the Act to the suit premises. The appellate authority no doubt filed in the lacuna by holding prima facie that the suit property belonged to the trust and that the Act did not apply to the suit premises. The High Court erred in reversing this prima facie view. The High Court in the impugned judgment has found that the suit property was covered by the trust deeds in the following words, wherein the appellants are preferred to as the respondent and the respondent as the petitioner. Stop.